Talked about info objects, loading master data, text and master data attributes.
Right.
Info objects, and we also discussed about different tables that are generated in the backend when you create an info object and load master data to it.
Right.
And we also discussed about info cube, how to design an info cube based on what factors you should estimate your dimensions. Did we?
Yep. We touched it.
Okay, we haven't created any info cube.
Yep. That's what I remember.
And here, before we create a cube, now basically we require transaction data. Info cube is always used to load transaction data at what level? Aggregated level. Basically, info cube aggregates the data when all characteristics are seen. When all characteristics are seen. Now, talking about date field. When do we take date as key figure? When do we take date as characteristics? Because date is available in both the objects.
Yeah.
Right? Now, can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm hearing.
Okay. When you take date as a characteristic, if one record contains, let us take an example, date, trust ID, product purchased by customer, and quantity, price. Now, in this case 1, when we consider date as a characteristic, let's say today's date 06/04 A001 and 12/3/01, quantity 10, price is 6. Now, this customer on day 2 is purchasing one more product, A0, 302, or let's say 301, 10, and now as cube is designed to store aggregated data, not such detail level data.
Okay.
What we do, we consider here date as a characteristic.
Okay.
And now, out of these two fields, like month and date, I will take at the cube level only month.
Okay.
Okay. Now the
Yep.
characteristics will be, in the first case at the cube level, characteristics will be cal month, cust ID, product, quantity, price. So how does cube stores? Month is 06, 301 is the product, 20, A001 is the cust ID, 301 is the product, quantity 20, revenue 20, aggregated data.
Yeah.
If I have another 4 records in the same month with the same customer ID, then all those records will be aggregated.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say on month 7, the same customer has purchased same product, and the system will store it as a debit. Now here, one character has been changed, right?
Yeah.
But if you consider date as a time period, like key figure, if you consider date as a key figure,
Yeah.
then even though month changes, system will not consider it as a character because we defined it as a key figure. So in that case, in case 2, how does the system store? In case 2, system stores A001, 301 is the product, quantity 20, quantity 30, and price 30. Because we do not have an option of creating gal month as a character.
Okay.
Okay? It is a key.
Yeah.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
This is how system stores.
Right.
The difference between considering date as a character and a key figure.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, let us design our cube. To design our cube, we need transaction data. I have some sample transaction data that is available on my system in the Slack file.
Okay.
Here is the sample data I have in my Slack file. Now, to load this data, I need customer ID, product group, quantity, price. In the previous case, when I am loading master data, I have created customer ID, quantity, and price as well. I'll use the same info objects for this. But I have 2 new objects, product ID and product group. Maybe product ID may contain master data. But in my case, I haven't loaded any master data for product ID yet.
Right.
Basically, it is always suggested to master data load first and then go for transaction data.
Okay.
Why we have to load master data first and then transaction data? Did we talk about this?
Well, if we don't do it, I think probably system might create these tables, right?
Yeah, system has already created tables. But remember, an SID table is there between master data and transaction data.
Right, right.
The SID generations will take place at the time of loading transaction data if master data is not loaded.
I'm sorry, if master data is not stored,
Not loaded.
not loaded, okay.
No.
Okay, yeah.
SID table will be generated when you load master data first. And master data is always limited. So we can put some more burden during the load process of master data, which is generating SIDs.
Right. Yeah, that is exactly true.
Yeah. But when you talk about transaction data, it is always in huge volumes. The load process is already slow. And if you generate SIDs at the same time, and the load process once again will be effective. So to avoid such performance effects, we load master data first and then transaction.
Okay.
Or else, no harm in loading transaction data first. It's only the effect of performance.
Yeah.
You can load transaction data first and then master data for our practice. But in real time in production system, always load master data first.
Okay.
Right? Now here, let me see. I have customer ID, but I am missing with two info objects here. One is product ID and product group. So I'll create those two info objects. What was the number we were placing?
Sorry, what is that, Madan?
For identification, for uniqueness, we were placing one number at the end, right?
One number. Yeah.
68, 69, 70.
Okay.
So that it is unique. Product ID. Continue. Okay, as it has come up, let's talk about this package. Basically, whatever development you do, by default, they will be under $temp. This $temp is a local package. This $temp is a local package. If you do not define your package, by default, they will be $10.
Okay.
Whatever packages, whatever developments that you have done, if you are storing it in the local package $temp, these are not transportable.
Okay.
You cannot create a transport request for this development which are available in local package. However, during our development stages, we have a package created by basis team. By default, they will be in $temp, but still we have a package created by basis team.
Okay.
Which we can use for our storing developments.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'll store it in the local package. Later, when we require it, we can change it in transport connections.
Okay.
Now my info object has been created. One more. We will talk about that when we talk about transport connections.
Sure.
Now this product ID and product group are generated. I'll go to info provider, right click on the info area, select create info cube, Z cube, info cube to load transaction data. And then click on create. By default, the cube will be standard cube, and standard cube stores physical data. However, you have virtual cube which will not store any data physically. Okay. So here the option is inactive.
But why do, so if that is the case, what do we do with the virtual cube, Madan?
See, basically, when you have data into the other systems, when you have data in the other system and you create and export the data source in the other BI system. In some cases, clients have two BI systems. One is he might be using for planning and consolidation, and other one is he might be using for sales. But some cases, you need to build a report which is having a data in the info cube which exists in system 1, and also from you have to pull the data from the cube which exists in system 2.
Okay.
Either you generate report on system 1 or system 2. You need to get the data from one system to other system, right?
Yeah.
If you are generating reports on system 2, then we create and export the data source on system 1.
Okay.
And store data physically in system 2. That is choice 1.
Okay.
And the other choice is, if you create a virtual provider in system 2, which is accessing data of system 1 cube.
Okay.
Virtual provider is also an input.
Okay.
Already you have implemented your business logics in cube 1 during the transformations. And now it's just a copy where you don't want to store your data physically, wasting much space. Right? During the report execution time, virtual provider pulls the information from cube 1 of system 1 and gives you the report.
Okay.
But the performance is very, very badly affected with virtual providers.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. It's an additional option. Basically, within the system also we use virtual providers. Like if you have data in the cube at one aggregated level, but still at the time of pulling information you want to implement more business logic,
Okay.
which you haven't implemented during transformations.
Okay.
which you can also implement during report execution on the report end, in the front end.
Mm.
Front end execution will affect performance badly when compared to back end execution of your business logic.
Okay.
Let's say, let's take a simple example. I have quantity and price, and I want to calculate net sales. This net sales can be calculated at the report level as well. This is a simple calculation,
Yeah.
right? That can be done at the report